Hey guys, this is Pharaoh 2091, and welcome back to Let's Play Ace Attorney Investigations Miles Edgeworth. Last time we left off, we broke through Francisco's perfect logic, and we came up with some conclusions, but there's still some mysteries we have yet to solve. However, as we're going through it, right at the very end, Miss Yu here decides to say that, Gumshoe's the one who did it, because apparently the judge saw that no one was in the hallway for a time being, and it's like, uh-oh. And we ask, what about the motive? And, well, she's going to give us one, apparently. It was about a week ago, and now she's doing her makeup. I saw the detective get chewed out by a livid Faraday in front of the precinct. He stood there super pale as Mr. Faraday yelled, "That's a salary cut for you, you nitwit." The brand new detective suddenly getting his salary cut. That's reason enough for a grudge. Well, how's that for a perfect explanation? You totally misunderstand me, pal. No matter how mad I get, I could never hold a grudge. Quiet. You can't trust anything you say. My God, this man freaks the living hell out of me. He just doesn't look... Oh my God, no, that's like creepy. I'm gonna go away. Sir! There's something wrong with the motive she proposed, per se. But there are some gaps in her logic that need to be filled in. This used perfect explanation need not be so perfect at all. So that pretty much gave you a hint of what to do right there. Her perfect explanation, huh? Yeah, it was her last statement. She said, how about for a perfect one? It's like, it's not perfect at all. There's some few gaps here and there, so let's go ahead and press on that. It's not a perfect explanation. You call your explanation perfect. Is that not to your liking? Unfortunately for you, it's just not up to my standards. Oh, is there something you want me to clarify in that case? What should I do? Should I raise an objection? Why not? Alright, if you could clear this one thing up for me. What's his motive for actually killing the other guy? Yeah, okay, you have a motive for Faraday, apparently. But why would he kill Mr. Rell as well? I understand Detective Gumshoe's potential motive for killing Mr. Faraday. However, what about his motive for killing Mr. Rell? His motive for killing Rell? Like I would know. If there was no clear motive for both of the murders, I doubt this incident would have occurred. Wouldn't you agree? Very true. Is there anyone else who might have a grudge against either of the two men? Or should we look into that ourselves? Oh, in that case, I have absolutely no idea. What? That's impossible. She must know something. Wait. Can you please not glare at me like that? It makes me laugh. I didn't even do anything. You're already laughing away. Well, anyway, the way I see it, as long as he had a motive to kill one of the two, this crime would have played out the way it did anyway. Oh? Would you care to explain your logic here? And this time, please try to provide a perfect explanation. Perfect this, perfect that. Stop being so uptight. This is the requisite trait for being avant-karma. Miles Edgeworth, I demand you shut this rude woman up. I wish you'd both be quiet for just 1 second. Ahem. Oh well, I guess I'll just have to explain it to you kids. Anyway, there she goes to the kids thing again. Alright, more of the kill the men. There's no one out there with a motive to kill both Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rell. All you really have to establish is that someone had a grudge against one of the two men. Mr. Rell, who happened to be there, became a witness to Mr. Faraday's murder. Therefore, he was killed out of necessity and set up to look like they had killed each other. I wonder if that's really true. If there was no one out there with a grudge against both men. I should take another hard look at the evidence for his morning's case. The second KG8 incident, as people are calling, involving an embassy staff member and the two men who both wound up as suspects in the case. Is there something else I'm overlooking who is somehow related to them? Yeah, and I think there is something. So she says that there's no one out there with a motive to kill both of them. Let's go over the evidence real quick. Mainly, let's go over the KG8 incident. Now, as you can see here, staff member Manny Cochin found not guilty. Then we also look at the left here to see the victim is a Miss CCU. Now, the thing is, you wouldn't imagine that last name being very popular. So, is it just coincidence that we have this woman, her last name being Yu, and this other woman being CCU? Or is it just coincidence they have that last name, or are they somehow related? Wouldn't you think that maybe this woman, Yu, the one we're talking to right now, would actually have some sort of grudge possibly against one of these two? Just maybe? Maybe just a little? Miss Yu, I believe there's somebody you overlooked in making your statement. Or rather, it's because you'd rather not bring this person up. What do you mean? We are looking for someone with a reason to kill both Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rao. I can think of at least one person that fits the bill. He was the suspect in the original KG-8 incident, and a member of the embassy staff, Mr. Manny Cochin. And that too. I know I'm making a resemblance between the U's, but you also got Manny Cochin, who was involved in their first incident, which resembles the second incident, so it's like, you know, what's going on here? That's right, the very man who came to visit you earlier out in the hallway. The man who killed a member of the embassy staff, Mr. Rell, and the man who was the lead prosecutor for the KGA incident, Mr. Faraday. Are you telling me that Mr. Cochin has no reason at all to kill both of these men? Well, I suppose he might have a reason or two. You covered me, pal! Maybe you're not such a bad guy after all. Don't get ahead of yourself. You're still a suspect, make no mistake about it. The perfect evidence, the perfect testimony, these are the only things I wish to hold. But I didn't do it! You'll stay under my authority, and go investigate Mr. Manny Cochin for me. Remember, I will not be very forgiving should any of this leak out. You want to investigate Cochin? You'd just be wasting your time. And why's that? Cochin was up in the viewing gallery watching the trial, or so I was told. Every cop in this place has been keeping an eye on the guy since he arrived. Then the only real suspect we still have is Detective Gumshoe. I suppose so. No, wait, come on, Detective Bad, you've got to believe me, sir! I really was in that hallway the whole time, sir! I never took a single step into a room, sir! Okay, then you were saying there was someone else who passed through the hallway. No, there was no one else, sir. Then why should I believe you didn't do it? That is one incredibly foolish detective. Standing right in front of a crime scene all by himself is as good as a confession of guilt. I have to admit, it's a bit strange. Most criminals will fabricate some sort of lie to escape their crimes. If that detective really wanted to prove that he's innocent, you'd think he would at the very least offer up he's spaced out while on duty or the like. Come on, Gumshoe, time for your interrogation. Aww, Detective Bad. Aww, there he goes. Miles Edgeworth, I will go ahead and report this to Papa. And that, as I say, is that. Right, everyone? Ho, ho, ho. Yeah, goodbye, Judge. Well, I suppose we should both be getting back to our real jobs now, huh? Before we do, Monsieur, there's something I'd like to speak with you about. What is it? And here she is laughing again. Alright, let's go talk to her. So, what'd you want to ask me about? Well, let's ask about the incident, first off. The current case of the murdered embassy staff member. I've heard that people have begun calling it the second KG-8 incident. Only among you law enforcement types. And, what about it? I'd like for you to tell me everything you know about the original KG-8 incident. I'm afraid I can't help you. I don't know anything beyond that what was reported in the papers. No, I believe you know much more, since you are directly tied to the KG-8 incident. I appreciate if you'd stop with the false accusations, Baseless outbursts are useless both inside and outside a courtroom, don't you know? I do. But I also know that I do have a leg to stand on here. Think you can stop making that ultra serious face in front of me? If you could please stop laughing for just 1 second. I'm not gonna make any headway like this. I'm just gonna have to show her exactly how related to KG incident she is. And now is where you want to go ahead and present the overview, because, like I said before, you got you, who's the victim, you got you I'm talking to right now. So, yeah. Miss Yu, I believe that I have proof of your connection to the KGA incident. That file is your proof? Very well then. Why don't you tell me exactly how I'm related to the KGA incident? Well, you're related to the victim. Come on, look at the last name. It's not that hard. Your connection to the KGA incident is through the victim. The victim's name is CCU. You will note that she has the same last name as you. Can you really tell me with a straight face that you are not related to this case? Why she's still laughing again. Sorry, but we're not related. What? Just kidding. You asked that question with such a serious look on your face that I couldn't help but... Miss Yu, I asked that you please tell me the truth. Ahem. Alright, I'll tell you everything I know. Alright, that's better. As you guessed, the one that reported smuggling activities in the Yamano group was my sister, Cece, as I thought. And she was killed right before she was to testify at the impending trial by Manny Cochin. But because he was tried once and was acquitted, he gets to live out the rest of his cushy life completely carefree. All because of the lack of evidence. No, I heard that the evidence to convict him did exist. What? I heard it from Mr. Faraday himself about after Mr. Cochin's trial was over. Apparently a man in black made off the most important piece of evidence. Then the evidence had been tampered with. Isn't it just like a criminal to do something like that? The smuggling ring being run out of the Yamano group by one of its secretaries, they bailed Mr. Cochin out. Turns out they were in league with each other all along. How big was that smuggling ring? Was it a large operation? I don't really know, which is why I wanted to become the lead defense on this case that people are calling the second KG8 incident. I keep saying J, don't I? G, whatever. But I haven't learned anything new at all. I was probably expecting too much, I know. You mean you think this case has nothing to do with the smuggling ring? I don't know what to think. Let's hear more about this Manny Cochin character she apparently doesn't like. Why did Mr. Cochin want to meet with you earlier? Actually, he came to watch the trial. Apparently he only found out that I was the defense lawyer on this case after he had arrived. He figured he should say hi. And one other thing. Looks like you couldn't resolve anything this time either. Too bad. What's that supposed to mean? Oh boy! Stop with the scary face already! I'm fine, really. I have a good slap across the face. I gave him a good slap across the face. The way she talks about slapping him and she laughs away is kind of creepy. But it's just as Mr. Bad said. He's not related to the double murder. I asked around and people in the gallery claimed that he was in the seat the entire time. Talk about cruel fate. Well, this is about all I know. Sorry. Guess I wasn't much help, huh? That's not true. I'm sorry I made you recall such a painful time in your life. Edgeworth, you really are too serious for your own good. You really need to learn to relax. Why wouldn't we wouldn't want you to die of stress, would we? Thank you for that advice, but there's no need to worry. I work my own way, and I will catch this criminal in my own way as well. You'll see. Look at you with your game face all ready to go. I'm making no such face. Did you know laughter is the best medicine, Edgeworth? Don't you get tired of making such a serious face all the time? I'm charged with making sure that all the criminals of this world are found guilty. I have no need for laughter. There you go, making that face again. Oh well, I've got to get going. I still have a few loose ends I need to tie up. Page G8 incident and the murder investigation. It is my belief that these two cases are related to each other somehow. Plus, Detective Gumshoe, it's obvious he's lying, even though the lie is hurting his chances. Clearly, this case is far from over. Whether or not the detective is the murderer can only be determined once I've completed my perfect investigation. Mr. Von Karma, I swear I'll pull your honorable name. And my name is Miles Edgeworth. Alrighty. We come to our first breakpoint in this case. And we still have a lot of questions that need to be answered, but for the time being, we're making some headway here, but there's still a lot of mysteries to be solved. And eventually we'll figure it all out. I mean, because we already know that it can't be Gumshoe. I mean, just come on. It's not that hard to figure out. So yeah, I mean, but we don't know what's going on yet. So it's we just gotta wait and see. Now, I don't think this case is actually too long, but it could be. I don't know. I kind of forgot. I thought this case was actually a little shorter than the rest, but once again, I may be entirely wrong here, but, whatever. In any case. So, next time, we're just going to continue on to figure out what else we can try figuring out. So, as usual, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys next time for Let's Play Ace Attorney Investigations, Miles Edgeworth. I'll see you guys later.